down.
Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. U.S. investigations into sanctioned trio took more than 2 years. Criminal charges in the U.S. likely. May was questioned by the FBI about the Mohammeds. VP Jagdeo begs the U.S. for more information. Husband who beheaded Port Kaituma wife charged with murder. And Region 6 records 565 dengue cases so far for 2024. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Melissa Grant with the Friday, 14th June 2024 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We will begin tonight's broadcast by telling you that it would appear that Azzuddin Mohammed and his father, Nazar Mohammed, and former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs, May Thomas, were being monitored by the United States authorities for more than 2 years. Hear more from Travis Chase.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Nicole Theriot, told reporters on the sidelines of an event hosted by the United States Embassy in Georgetown that the investigation into the Mohammeds took about 24 months to complete.
These sanctions were 2.5+ years of investigations ongoing in the United States. We reserve these types of sanctions for gross levels of corruption and human rights abuses. In fact, 2 days ago, we also levied sanctions on quite a few Russian financiers of the Ukraine crisis. So this is something that we reserve for very serious crimes. And after 2.5 years, it was a whole of U.S. government investigation.
Asked why the PPP government was left in the dark during the investigation, the ambassador responded,
having dealt with these in Haiti as well in my previous position, that they have to keep these investigations very close hold because they can be compromised by anyone. So we tend to not share a lot of information until the investigation reaches a certain stage. And so I regret that people feel that they've been left in the dark.
Ambassador Theriot hinted that the United States authorities are in possession of hard evidence against the sanctioned trio, hence the move to sanction them.
We do not do this lightly. This is something that we ensure that we have a preponderance of evidence before we're ready to levy these sanctions. And we had that in this case against the 3 individuals who were sanctioned.
It is very likely that May Thomas, Azzuddin Mohammed and Nazar Mohammed may face criminal charges in the United States.
I think that is always possible. I'm not aware of it at this time, but that is a possibility.
The Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control has sanctioned the Mohammed's family for public corruption, gold smuggling, and tax evasion. The U.S. also accused May Thomas of using her office to offer benefits to Mohammed's enterprise and Azruddin Mohammed, among others, in exchange for cash payments and high-value gifts. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
What had long been reported by Travis Chase, our investigative journalist here at Nightly News, has finally been admitted to by the People's Progressive Party civic government on the May Thomas issue. Here again is Travis Chase.
After both President Irfan Ali and Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben tried to convince reporters that it was just regular routine when former Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs May Thomas was subjected to a secondary inspection by the United States authorities on April 8, 2023, Vice President Barra Jagdeo at his Thursday press conference finally let the cat out of the bag on that April 8, 2023 detention of May Thomas.
Well, she said they asked her about the Mohammeds.
Asked whether if that shouldn't have immediately alerted government, Mr. Jagdeo responded,
It was precisely because of that she moved from the Ministry of Home Affairs to Labor. And we didn't, at that time, there was no notification about any investigation. You yourself said, you asked me a question at the beginning. The government had not been formally notified.
On April 8, 2023, the United States authorities seized the mobile phone of May Thomas, and 2 days later, her United States visa was revoked. What the government was kept in the dark about was that May Thomas was on a United States watch list for her coziness with the Mohammeds.
They took a long time getting around to this. I've heard about this so-called investigation. Everybody's been talking about it. Every social media for the last several years.
Now, considering sanctions by the United States against Thomas and the Mohammed's family for public corruption, tax evasion, and gold smuggling, the Guyana government has written to the United States requesting the documents and other information to aid a local probe. The question then persists. Since the United States kept Guyanese authorities in the dark about the investigation, would they trust local authorities now to share such critical information?
I think there is a great deal of trust because this here is on smuggling. And it's a straightforward thing, basically. You get the metal abroad and it's not declared, you know it's smuggled. We have had joint operations on much more sensitive things, on drug trafficking, joint enforcement actions, where we've shared information with the U.S. and they have shared information with us.
The U.S. accused Ms. Thomas of, while being Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs, used her position to offer benefits to the Mohammed's enterprise and Azruddin Mohammed, among others, in exchange for cash, payments, and high-value gifts. She has since resigned from the Central Executive of the People's Progressive Party, giving an indication that may not return. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. A surge in African delegations exploring regional economic potential in the CARICOM countries was highlighted when President Irfan Ali addressed Day 2 of the ongoing Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum in the Bahamas. More details from Carice Gonzalez.
During his keynote address at the 31st African Export-Import Bank, Afri-Exim annual meeting at the 3rd edition of the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum held in the Bahamas on Thursday, President Irfan Ali highlighted the substantial increase in African delegations exploring economic potential in the region, particularly in technology, since Afri-Exim came on board. He described this development as a success story, noting the significant progress made over the past 3 years and informed investors about the extensive market opportunities within the region.
We have seen in this region since Afri-Exim Bank came on board, more than 50 African delegations looking at business opportunities. And this region collectively can give your businesses access to more than 1 billion people because of the trade relationship and trade agreement that we have collectively as a region.
President Ali spoke to a positive narrative that should come from stakeholders, while also stressing the impact Afri-Exim Bank will not only have on the region, but also in Africa and around the world.
That is why these forums are important, and it is important that every stakeholder turn out to show our collective support for what we are doing to change things.
Furthermore, a commitment was made to further collaborate with other CARICOM countries to maximize the advantages presented by the bank's initiatives.
We're going to continue to work on getting all the other outstanding members of the region to be a member of the Afri-Exim family.
During its 31st annual meetings in Nassau, Bahamas, the Afri-Exim Bank officially exchanged a loan proposal with Guyana, totaling US $500 million. This proposal aims to facilitate the construction of a sovereign facility in Guyana, marking a significant step towards strengthening economic ties and development in the region. The annual meeting, which commenced on June 12 and concluded on June 14, was held under the theme, Owning Your Destiny, Economic Prosperity on the Platform of Global Africa. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Region 6 East Berbice quarantine has recorded 565 dengue cases so far for this year. According to the regional chairman, the mosquito infestation remains a serious problem. Deanna Cole has been following that story.
Region 6 Chairman David Armagon, in a telephone interview with Nightly News on Friday, in providing an update in relation to dengue cases, said the number of mosquito-borne infection has been steadily increasing since the beginning of the year.
January 22, February 61, March 105, April 124, May 199, and 54 so far in June.
According to the chairman, young people make up the majority of those seeking medical attention. He also added that most of the areas in the region have been recording a high number of cases.
Young people, say between the ages of maybe 9, 10, the people who are coming in for testing at the hospital are like younger people.
The chairman further mentioned that all of the villages are fogged on a regular basis. Just recently, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has urged countries in Central America, Mexico, and the Caribbean to strengthen preventative measures against this disease. In an epidemiological alert issue, PAHO pointed to the importance of strengthening surveillance, diagnosis, and vector control actions, as well as preparing health services for the proper management of patients. As of May 2024, PAHO said the Americas, including the Caribbean, has reported more than 8.1 million suspected cases of dengue, marking a 3.3-fold increase compared to the same period last year. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We'll be back after this break with more news. Stay with us.
Vision's light intelligent lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Celebrate Father's Day with double data from Digicel. Yes, you heard right. We're giving you twice the data for the same price, so you can share twice as many jokes, send twice as many selfies, and yes, even listen to your favorite oldies twice as long. All you need to do is activate a 7-day or longer data plan between June 14th and 17th. Don't miss out. Activate the plan today. Dial *136# or activate in the My Digicel app. Terms and conditions apply. Happy Father's Day from Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Thanks for staying with us. You with the HGP Nightly News. An 80-year-old woman from the community of Montrose on the east coast of Demerara is at her wit's end as her home is currently flooded due to a blocked alleyway. Despite several complaints to the relevant authorities, she claimed that this has fallen on deaf ear. Find out more from Antonio Day.
The Okilal of Lot 107 First Street, Montrose, East Coast, Demerara, told Nightly News that her neighbor Rishi Siraj, who is building up his yard with sand, is inconveniencing her as the alleyways next to the entrance of her backyard is clogged.
Ain't doing nothing. All about me and all about the buy for this house. He meet Ali in America, and he talked to Ali called the chairman. Watch when me septic tank. Tell me in the name of the Lord how we can get to walkway and close the front of the way.
The frustrated woman related that due to the depth of the waters, her entire house is flooded due to the sand blocking the alleyways. Resultantly, the flood waters, as observed by this newscast, is taking a while to recede, even though a pump was purchased to extract the stagnant water. The elderly woman who lives alone lamented that the situation is unbearable. According to Lal, her daughter recently came to visit her and contracted dengue fever due to the stagnant water.
All inside the kitchen, all in the room and that way, all outside. This is what we did all the time. Nobody doing nothing. Yes, I got a son that's come in and out one day, but you don't come to the. I got a daughter that stayed with me a couple of months. She come and she get dengue. She have to leave. She get dengue the place.
Meanwhile, Nightly News spoke with Rishi Siraj, the businessman, who related that back in 2023, he took this matter before the High Court as the block alleyway is part of his vacated land. According to Siraj, he provided evidence of his land title and transport and won the case, and has since started developments to the area. Siraj said that he has offered the elderly woman sand to build up her property as it was below the depth of the drains in the community, but he claimed that she was hostile and refused his offer. The man said that he started developing his land like everyone else in the community and is urging the elderly woman to be cooperative. Siraj also showed Nightly News copies of his court order from the High Court and also the transport.
In the case, I got a court order to break down my fence, occupy the land and thing, and then get thing and so on. I end up thing by force and start doing what I do. NDC they come, they think carry out my gate and so black up and I get back me thing them. Housing come in the matter, intervene, housing come, make them own walkway for them, give them driveway instead of alleyway. She land is a base, and all body land full of wrong here. Now this lady want run she pipe in me. Me can't run pipe in me yard. How me go run pipe in me yard? And when me go walk for do the pipe and she always come dig drain and everything. And she allow she pipe out for drive where she yard still flood.
This newscast spoke with a senior official at the Better Hope neighboring Democratic Council, who briefly said that he had advised Siraj to come to an amicable solution to bring an end to this impasse. Antonio D reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, residents of South Melanie, also located on the east coast of Demerara, are calling for immediate action by the Buxton Falls Neighborhood Democratic Council in wake of their homes being flooded due to the May-June rainfall. According to the disgruntled residents, the situation is ongoing for years and no countermeasures were taken. Nightly News' Antonio Day visited the community and has that report.
Residents of South Melanie, located along the East Coast Corridor, are attributing the constant flooding of their homes to poor irrigation and drainage in the community. A few residents told Nightly News on Thursday afternoon that the current chairman of the Buxton Falls Neighborhood Democratic Council, also known as the NDC, is not doing anything to avert nor mitigate the situation.
My backyard drainage is no good. I really don't know what the NDC doing in this place. See, but at the way drain, there's no drainage there. So all the water now in me yard just back up and nothing is moving. And it's years going on since I live in here. Over 20-something years.
And this is where you're at?
This is Melanie Damshano.
Another resident told this newscast that her business had to come to a halt due to the stagnant water in her yard. The upset woman said, like other residents, she reported the issues to the NDC and no action was taken. She further noted that the Civil Defense Commission recently held a community outreach in the South Melanie area, where these issues were highlighted, but today the situation remains unchanged.
There are 2 houses which are unoccupied, so nobody does anything to the drains. As you can see, they're all blocked up. You could see all the bushes. Now these places, they carry a front drain and a back drain. So nothing is done at the back. This here that you see here, as you can see, the water is green and slimy and murky. This has been happening for about 3 years now. Whether the rain falls or the sun shines, this is my position. This is my position the whole year round. A senior citizen, I have to be wearing long boots. I have to be wearing short boots. When it goes down, I have to wear the short boots. If I'm going out, I have to take my boots, my shoes in my hand and go to my neighbor to take off the long boots or the short boots and then to put on the road shoe, which is terrible.
Meanwhile, chairman of the Buxton Falls NDC, Walston Martins, told this newscast that the issue has been occurring since 2016 when he was vice chairman for the community. He noted that the situation is not an NDC issue, as there is more in the mortar than in the pestle.
So coming down to these, to now, the problem is still there because of the fact that the post that was put out on the public road, they block up the entrance for the water to get out. So I can tell you that about what is happening to those people there. But those people, indeed, they are suffering, and I want to repeat that Melanie Housing Co-op Society, like Agriculture Housing Co-op Society, need to take the first look at these things. It's not that the NDC cannot give a helping hand to the Co-op Society because of whatever. But the Co-op Society feel
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Antonio. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo has confirmed that ExxonMobil Guyana Limited's full audited reports for 2018 to 2020 have been published online following disputes in the press as to whether these documents were available for public review. Antonio Day again reports.
The full audit report was released. Along with the audit report is a management report. Now, the auditors have made it clear to us that Exxon must not see the management letter.
This was Vice President Barrett Jagdeo on Thursday during his weekly press conference. The consortium of Randall Haynes Vitality Consulting and Escosar Financial and Professional, also known as RHVE, which conducted the $7.3 billion cost audit on Esso Exploration and Production Guyana Limited, also known as EEPGL, for 2018 to 2020, has released the audit report on April 12th of this year. Thursday, Jagdeo told reporters that it would be a breach of confidentiality to reveal to ExxonMobil the management's report.
It's called a management report. It's not the audit report. Anybody understanding audit would know that the management report is to the client and you don't want the other side to see it.
The government had said that it would not pronounce on the audit's conclusion, as the Guyana Revenue Authority, also known as GRA, is the authority vested with the responsibility to analyze and advise. The report cited that the audit giant's complex accounting system was extremely tedious, which required intensive concentration and diligence to understand. EEPGL has more than 180 cost objects that costs are booked into, with many of those costs then flowing into a second cost object and then further broken down into other tiers, the report had stated. The auditing firm said that during the auditing process, EEPGL sought to justify the flag expenses. The report added, and I quote, EEPGL insists that all capital costs should be paid 100% by Stabro, even though Kaituma and Kanchi blocks utilize the offices or shore base or any other facility. The rationale offered by EEPGL personnel was if it wasn't for Stabro, ExxonMobil would not have been in Guyana. End of quote. The report continued, we find that this position was fatuous and unsupportable. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Join us after this break for more news. Stay tuned.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Number 1 world famous astrologer and psychic, Astropandit Ishwar. Astrology prediction is God's gift, passed down from generation to generation. He is specialized in the removal of black magic, negative energy, bad luck, voodoo, evil spirits, your worries, and here, special guidance for broken relationships, husband and wife disputes. Expert in bringing back loved ones,
business problems, sexual problems, children's problems, family problems, health problems, domestic problems, and many more. 100% warranted result. All matters private and confidential. Call or WhatsApp now for book on appointment. And all religions are welcome.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream, located at 69 Cross Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hey, stop, y'all go away when y'all don't eat food, you know. Y'all got fair wash your place because I did my nails. When is somebody going to make a nice cake? Is my good cake on upon the same?
Madam, I got a call from the people in the community and they said you are disturbing the peace. You're smelling up the place and you're doing something, but your food always seems to smell good.
Peas, you get it best on these things.
These things just make you cook good. I want these things and I'll carry them for evidence.
Do I love all of you?
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you.
Welcome back. You with the HGP Nightly News. Republic Bank Limited and Guyoil, Guyana have partnered to introduce a point-of-sale system at 3 of its main locations. More details from Daisy Richards.
Guyoil, in partnership with Republic Bank, has launched its point-of-sale system at 3 of the oil company's 24-hour service stations. According to Guyoil's General Manager, Molly Hassan, the initiative will ensure customers experience a hassle-free service. She added that the new system is an important step in the company's 48 years of existence and will continue to enhance the customer's experience.
Guyoil is now ready to offer the convenience that has become an integral part of our daily lives. The ability to pay for gasoline, diesel, ultra-low sulfur, kerosene, at our pumps, using any Visa or MasterCard.
She added that this initiative will help in the modernization of payment systems in the fuel industry while also enhancing security while at the pump.
The ability to pay for fuel at the pumps with debit or credit cards is a testimony to the remarkable advancements in payment technology. It has revolutionized the way we refuel our vehicles, making it quick, efficient, and a secure process.
Republic Bank's Marketing and Communications Manager Janelle Dommett said the initiative supports the ever-changing digital landscape and will increase the bank's over 400 merchant locations.
And this collaboration exemplifies our commitment to customer satisfaction by simplifying everyday transactions. This initiative, however, is just the beginning. It's just a continuation, the beginning of our efforts to bring convenience and secure banking solutions closer to our customers.
The point-of-sale system will be available at Guyoil's 3 main locations at Providence, Regent Street, and Sheriff Street, and the company plans to expand the service across Guyana. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Gil Teixeira has rebuked allegations of U.S. involvement in Guyana's 2020 general and regional elections. Carice Gonzalez reports.
In a press statement released on Thursday, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Gil Teixeira rejected allegations of U.S. involvement in the country's 2020 elections. Teixeira addressed an undated article titled Nateke Mati I Pass for C, U.S. involvement in the 2020 Guyanese election, authored by lawyer Amber Stewart and published in the online Chicago Journal of International Law. The article purportedly aimed to divert attention from events surrounding Guyana's election between December 2018 and August 2020, accusing the United States of interference. Teixeira characterized the claims as disingenuous and lacking merit, emphasizing the extensive international, regional, and national scrutiny the elections received. Teixeira underscored the critical role of democracy in Guyana's history, acknowledging past U.S. contributions, but refuting any involvement in the 2020 elections. She criticized the article's construction, labeling it as factual flawed and based on manufactured information. The minister highlighted the constitutional crisis triggered by the failure to adhere to a 3-month deadline for elections after a successful no-confidence motion in December 2018. Despite legal challenges and international pressure, elections were delayed for over 14 months, indicative of what Teixeira termed executive lawlessness and abuse of power. Teixeira cited various electoral observer missions and international bodies, including the Commonwealth Electoral Observer Mission, the OAS Electoral Observer Mission. Moreover, the minister referenced former Jamaican Prime Minister Bruce Golding's testimony to the OAS Permanent Council, describing the election process as transparently manipulated. Teixeira condemned efforts to subvert the electoral outcome and condemned the resilience of Guyana's democracy. In addition to highlighting the systemic efforts to uphold democracy in Guyana, Minister Teixeira emphasized the necessity of international intervention as a response to unconstitutional actions by former government and senior officials of the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, like Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield and the Deputy Chief Elections Officer Roxanne Myers, Returning Officer Clement Mingo, who were charged with election fraud, and the case is expected to finally be allowed to proceed in July 2024. She added that the announcement of sanctions by the U.S. State Department was portrayed as a safeguard against anti-democratic practices rather than interference in Guyana's electoral affairs. Minister Teixeira concluded by asserting their actions pose a direct threat to the fundamental right of Guyanese citizens to choose their representatives freely and fairly. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Days after a man allegedly admitted to beheading his wife and dumping her body, he was on Friday charged with murder and remanded to prison. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
27-year-old Silas France, a gold miner of Port Kaituma Northwest District, on Friday appeared before Magistrate Ravindranath Singh, where he was charged with the murder of his reputed wife. He was remanded to prison. France was not required to plead to the indictable charge, but stated that between June 4 and June 7, 2024, at Port Kaituma Northwest District, he murdered his 23-year-old wife, Paulette Edwards. He was remanded to prison until August 6, 2024. According to reports, France surrendered to the police on Monday and allegedly admitted to beheading Edwards because she frequently reports him to the police. Last Friday, the headless, naked, and decomposing body of the woman was found in Port Kaituma Northwest District, Region 1, around 16 hours 30, in a clump of bushes in a swamped area in the vicinity of Catwalk, Port Kaituma. The deceased was clad in a black top pulled up to her chest, exposing her bra, while her lower body was fully exposed. The black blouse was similar to the one that the now deceased Edwards was wearing on the day she reportedly went missing. Lily was written on the right sleeve of the blouse she was last seen wearing. At the time the body was discovered, the said name was seen on the same sleeve of the blouse she was clad in. Edwards had moved to Port Kaituma some time ago and reportedly lived there with her daughter's father, who is the accused. Police was able to locate the head of the corpse on Saturday. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Hi, my name is Keisha Davis. First of 4 siblings. I'm a mom of 3 and I'm an auditor.
My brother Tariq is a transgender man, which means he was born female but now lives as a man. He's always known himself to be.
He's great at math. I'm horrible. And he actually helps my 12-year-old daughter with her math. As soon as he gets home at night, he'll say, "Jazz, let's go. What would you like me to help you with?" She actually got a prize in school for full score at math and English. Tariq is my rock. Like, honestly, my confidant. No matter what it is, no matter how horrible it might look through others' eyes, he doesn't judge. And he is there to support me, to support my kids. I don't know if I will do that.
Father's Day is here, and Digicel has the perfect gift for dad. Get amazing discounts and gifts when you purchase a handset. Grab the Samsung A05 for just $19,500 or the Samsung A25 for $43,000. And that's not all. With every purchase, you'll receive a free 30-day data plan and a free month for dad. Don't miss out. Offer valid while stocks last. Visit a Digicel store today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
All the big bands, all the big names from all around the world. The return of the biggest chutney show, Clash of the Titans, June 22nd, the Guyana National Stadium, the ICC Cricket T20 World Cup weekend. This is Clash of the Titans. One big stage, one big night, over 7 big bands, over 40 artists performing June 22nd, the Guyana National Stadium. This is Clash of the Titans.
Step right into the vibrant heart of Guyana with HGPTV's freshest series, Inside Culture. Dive deep into the pulsating core of our spirited nation as we unravel the captivating stories embedded in our arts, music, sports, and beyond. A journey to nurture your soul and celebrate our rich heritage. Join us on HGPTV, where Inside Culture brings you closer to the heart and soul of Guyana, airing Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. and rebroadcasting on Sundays.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Trinidad and Tobago. On Tuesday, a significant hydrocarbon deposit was detected drifting from the Gulf Stream vessel near the Cove area in Tobago. Following a meeting led by Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, involving officials from the THA and the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, it was confirmed that the leak is no immediate threat to the coastline. Director of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, Alan Stewart, says there is no need for panic. He said the Energy Ministry continues to monitor activity at the wreckage site. Meanwhile, President of the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, Curtis Douglas, is blaming the central government as well as international salvaging company T&T Salvage for this most recent leak of bunker fuel from the wreckage site. At a press conference on Thursday morning, Douglas said he believes the leak could have been avoided if the oil boom had remained around the wreckage site, as fisherfolk had recommended. The Tobago Fisherfolk spokesman warned that fishermen will act. The authorities believe the hydrocarbon release was caused by a disturbance of the vessel, likely due to adverse weather conditions this week. While in Antigua and Barbuda, debates about the constitutionality of Antigua and Barbuda's archaic abortion law are gaining traction. On Thursday, the government of Antigua and Barbuda addressed the matter, stating that it will defer to the courts to decide the future of the nation's anti-abortion laws. Earlier this week, campaigners, including local doctors, filed a constitutional lawsuit against legislation that prohibits abortion, except when the woman's life is at risk. The campaigners are advocating for new laws that uphold a woman's right to choose. Cabinet spokesman Lionel Hurst informed the media that the government will await the judicial proceedings outcome. The court will hear the case in September. Currently, under the Offenses of the Person Act, a woman who ends a pregnancy faces 10 years behind bars. Anyone who helps her faces 2 years in prison. The only exception by the law is where the woman's life is at risk. Now for some international news. Russia said on Thursday that the United States should not be nervous about Russian warships in Cuba, but that the West appeared deaf to any diplomatic signals from Moscow and only took notice when the Army or Navy took action. A Russian Navy frigate and a nuclear-powered submarine churned into Havana Harbor on Wednesday, a stopover the U.S. and Cuba said posed no threat, but which was widely seen as a Russian show of force as tensions rise over the Ukraine war. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said there was no evidence of Russia transferring any missiles to Cuba, but the U.S. would remain vigilant. When asked about the purported nervousness in Washington over the fear that Russia could transfer military personnel to Cuba or even create a military base on the island, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said such exercises were common practice. Cuba's foreign ministry said the vessels carried no nuclear weapons, an assertion echoed by the U.S. officials. When asked what signal Moscow was sending, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesman Maria Zakharova said the West never appeared to take notice when Russia signals through diplomatic channels. The Russian warships were docked at Havana's cruise ship terminal on Thursday, just 100 miles from Key West, Florida. Cubans and tourists on holiday viewed the ships from a distance, and dozens formed a queue under the hot Caribbean sun for the opportunity to go aboard the frigate. The Russian vessels are expected to remain in Havana until June 17, Russia's defense ministry has said. A Canadian Navy patrol vessel, the Margaret Brooke, is also expected to arrive in Havana today. Cuba and Canada have said and will be docked not far from the Russian fleet inside the harbor. Thank you for watching. Do have a great weekend. Until next time.
U.S. investigations into sanctioned trio took more than 2 years. Criminal charges in the U.S. likely. May was questioned by the FBI about the Mohammeds. VP Jagdeo begs the U.S. for more information. Husband who beheaded Port Kaituma wife charged with murder. And Region 6 records 565 dengue cases so far for 2024. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.